Hi, everybody. I'm as privileged as always to have you spending some of your evening with me. Thank you for being a part of the program. As we have seen, the evening skies have parted a bit and warmed up as well. We have that trend still rolling through your forecast. And I'll get to that in more detail in just a few moments. Do you know what day it is today? Wednesday. That's a good answer, which makes it press day prior to publication day for tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent, which will not be on newsstands as long as most or average. Our graduation edition is tomorrow. Moms, dads, grandparents, families, friends, keep that in mind. It will be out bright and early tomorrow, and this edition always goes a little quicker than others, or at least most. So be sure and get one as soon as you can. Now, on a somewhat school-related note, early next week we'll be talking with Superintendent of Schools Chris Meadows, but I did speak to him earlier today on some other business, and we spoke about the summer feeding program, which is, of course, coming back this year. And it's my understanding that it starts Monday, June the 9th. So keep that in mind. We will have the full list of stops and schedules and everything for you very soon, but a very popular summer feeding program set to begin here in McGuffin County in just a few days, shortly after school, which, of course, is out officially as of today, with the last day for students and tomorrow being the last day for staff. You know what else today is? Today is the last day to pull your name, if your name is on it, from the NBA draft. That was an option up until midnight. And without further announcement, Otega Oweh has withdrawn his name from the draft and is playing his senior year at the University of Kentucky. That's it. That's my show. That's as good as it's going to get. I'm just teasing. But that is very good news. Sports fans, Kentucky fans, Big Blue Nation fans, very thrilled to hear, I'm sure, Otega Oweh is playing his senior season at the University of Kentucky and has officially pulled his name from the draft. In other Kentucky sporting news, before we get to some local headlines, of course, for all of you equestrian fans out there, the fourth time around has been confirmed, and it's coming as of earlier today. The Keeneland Race Course says that they have officially been selected to host next year's Breeders' Cup World Championships, one of thoroughbred racing's most prestigious international festivals. The Lexington Oval is currently, as a part of this big event, underway of a transformative, over $100 million capital construction project, the most significant in its near 90-year history, demonstrating its dedication to the future of thoroughbred racing. The news was released today as part of a multi-year announcement that names the new Belmont Park in Elmont, New York as the 2027 host site for the Breeders' Cup, underscoring an ongoing commitment from Breeders' Cup Limited to promote horse racing and invest in the sport's future. Since its founding in 1984, the nonprofit organization has given back more than $1 billion to the industry in purses, awards, and charitable donations while conducting the World Championships at 12 elite racetracks across North America, and Keeneland is to be one for the fourth time. Drew Fleming, the president and CEO of Breeders' Cup Limited, says in his statement that Keeneland exemplifies an unwavering dedication to excellence in thoroughbred racing and is currently making a significant investment to benefit our great sport, making it an ideal venue to host the 26th Breeders' Cup World Championships. Now, anchoring the Keeneland development plan is a 3-level paddock building, which extends the entire length of the saddling paddock and the walking ring, and is set to open this fall, ahead of next year. The paddock building will provide new ticketed experiences for more than 1,000 fans during race meets, including traditional sit-down dining, new bar concepts, and access to a paddock lawn on the north side of the saddling paddock. And now, new jockeys' quarters within the building will give patrons a unique experience when riders walk directly through one of the dining venues before and after each race. And a reconfigured saddling paddock with saddling stalls housed on the lower floor of the paddock building will provide the safest environment possible for horses and human participants to give fans an unmatched view of the pre-race pageantry. Just reading it sounds elegant and awesome, and we'll have to wait and see. The 2026 running will make the fourth time at Keeneland to host the World Championships after 2015, 2020, and just a few years ago in 2022. The Breeders' Cup at Keeneland will take place October the 30th and 31st of next year, and race dates are pending approval of the Kentucky Horse Racing and Gaming Corporation. And if you're going to plan on going, you'll want to watch for when ticket sales open. Most certainly, they will sell out. I have local news coming up next. Jumpstart the career you've always wanted today with one call. One call to Tech Center, Kentucky's newest and most innovative trade college, offering national certification. Graduate in less than a year. Limited scholarships are available now, and this enrollment is open until August the 2nd. In carpentry, electrical, heavy equipment operation, masonry, plumbing, and welding. Tech Center is located in Sayersville in the back of the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. You can call them at 349-7115 or find out everything at techcenterky.org. You know what tomorrow is? It's Dipper Day at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe, one of the best of 7 days of the week where you can get a Dipper meal, big chunks of juicy, crispy white meat, 2 famous homemade sides and a biscuit for just $6.79 plus tax. Dipper Day every Thursday at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH. More for Appalachia.
SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account, along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being, today, tomorrow, and forever. Sayersville National. It's your go-to place for unique gifts, hard to find, or special gifts for anyone, including yourself. A new selection of inspirational gifts. Personalized and other new jewelry arrivals. A fresh new restock of Diva and the other Tyler Candle Company scents that will not stay on the shelves. Plus new colors and styles of the ever-popular Brewmate. And decorate for the season and for the 4th with a little hometown local feel at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
Hi, I'm Patty Maynard, your local health insurance agent here in McGuffin County. I've been serving our people for over 25 years. I would love to discuss Medicare products with you. I represent Humana Insurance Company as well as others. My office is here in Sayersville on Route 7 on Superior Hill, beside the entrance to Bluegrass Cemetery in the same building as Patty's Tax Service. My office is open 10 to 5 Monday through Friday. I would love to see you, or you can just call us at 606-349-1993.
One name, one call, one ultimate solution to your heating and cooling, sales, 24-hour service, and installation for home, commercial, boilers, chillers, and VRF systems. With over 15 years of experience and now based right here in the viewing area, Ultimate Air, 496-6650. A McGuffin County man has been named in a federal indictment stemming from a case I first reported to you months ago out of Johnson County. I'll walk you through that in just a few seconds. Right now, it would have taken walking the long way around or just going out the opposite direction of Mash Fork earlier today. As very early this morning, around 5:30 or so, a large vehicle, commercial vehicle, struck utility lines in an area that has seen repair before. Very near the mouth of Mash Fork on the Route 40 side, which feels as though I was here just a few months ago, because I was, when large trees fell and left behind a lot of damage and a full day of work for utility companies similar to today. This time, as I understand, according to company representatives who are busy on scene, a dump truck had come through this area earlier this morning. The bed of that truck was up or escalated or lifted and caught power and utility lines down them and caused serious damage, I believe breaking at least one pole, which had to be replaced. Mash Fork was shut down for a number of hours, then opened to one lane of traffic by around lunchtime, and has since, I believe if it went as scheduled when I was there on my last trip, has been cleared to all through traffic. No injuries had resulted. There were no other vehicles said to have been involved, but utility lines, power lines, and Foothills communications lines, and I believe Howard's cable lines as well, were all among those affected. Service was also out for a period of time for some customers. Next, a McGuffin County man is under federal indictment. He is currently a state inmate at LaGrange and is facing new federal charges after being named in a federal case just days ago. This entire most recent case stems from an initial arrest by Johnson County Sheriff Scott Hazlett for theft charges back in January. I just got off the phone with Johnson County Sheriff Scott Hazlett a few moments ago, confirming several details to me that take this case back to months ago, when initially says Sheriff Hazlett, he made a traffic stop in which this man, identified as now 29-year-old Tyler Isaac of McGuffin County, was behind the wheel and operating a Jeep, which had been reportedly stolen out of Lawrence County, and he was arrested on charges of receiving stolen property and other counts, as well as being a persistent felony offender in the second degree for having at least one prior felony on his record. Hazlett tells me that it was that initial arrest that has since led to federal drug charges after the case was turned over to the Kentucky State Police by the Johnson County Sheriff's Department, who assisted, and has now resulted in a 2-count federal indictment returned just a few days ago in the Eastern District of Kentucky and Pike Court for count 1 being in possession of a firearm while not being allowed as a result of his being a convicted felon, and for count 2 distribution of a controlled substance being fentanyl. The quantity and other details about the drugs are not listed as of right now, but there was also a forfeiture allegation in which he must turn over the 9mm handgun of which he was found in possession, and he also faces a term of up to 20 years in prison. He is also currently lodged in LaGrange as he was on probation, as I understand it, from before felony charges after being or while being arrested related to this case. Your community calendar starts off after a quick break. I'll be right back. I got a new one for you as we go to tonight's McGuffin Farm Bureau community calendar. Wonder Junction. That's right, coming up. That's the theme of this year's Vacation Bible School at the Emmanuel Baptist Church on Pleasant Hill. And it starts Tuesday, June the 10th, and goes through that Friday, 6:30 to 8:30, with Pastor Mark Campbell and everyone at Emmanuel Baptist. You're going to go, you're going to send your kids, call and register them now as soon as you can. 349-6215, 349-6215. Vacation Bible School starting June the 10th. And that's going to be here in literally just a few days. Just prior to that, which is not this Saturday, but the next, June the 7th. And that's Trader Days at the Half Mountain Park. If you want to be a vendor, food or otherwise, call Janice, 496-9996. They're expecting a lot of vendors, a great venue, great opportunity to buy and eat and see some super cool things. And then as well, it's a fundraiser because they take the proceeds and use those to help roll it over to what will be the 7th annual, you know what I'm getting ready to say. That's right, Walnut Festival later on in, I think, September. The Golf Scramble is still set for Friday, July the 18th. You got plenty of times to get those clubs shined. Maybe get in a few practice rounds over at the Paintsville Country Club. 4-person scramble, $250 per team, hosted, most importantly, by our Sagersville chapter of the Disabled American Veterans. If you have any questions, call Commander Lloyd at 239-246-3497. You can register that morning 8 right before everybody starts to tee off at 9. And we'll tee off with your announcement right here. It's as good as I could do. Birthday or anniversary or otherwise, if you'll just tell me so I can tell everyone else about it. From there, funeral services are brought to you nightly as a community service provided by the McGuffin County Funeral Home. And tonight, a reminder of services to be held this Friday morning, starting at 11 at the Sagersville Funeral Home in honor of Miss 76-year-old Dorothy Howard Puckett of Bullmar Road, who passed away Tuesday, the daughter of the late Beecher and Bessie Arnett Howard. She was an employee and a long time and loved and respected clerk at Fraser's Prater Drug Store for so many years. And she is survived by her husband Charles, her sisters Etta Jean Wireman and Catherine Cochran, and a host of family and friends. Again, services Friday morning at 11. Services are pending and yet to be announced, but will be soon by the McGuffin County Funeral Home for 69-year-old Greg Bennix of Sagersville. He passed away on yesterday's date at the Greg and Noreen Wells Hospice Center. Arrangements to be announced soon. Check out the season savings at Connley's. Save $100 on select sets of new truck tires, $140 on new Bridgestones, $200 on Continental, $180 on Goodyears, and more till the end of May. Plus brake jobs, oil changes, computer diagnostics, and 6 months no interest. Connley Tire in Staffordsville and ConnleyTire.net. For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER.
I love working in the coal mines, even though it was hard work. But if you suspect you have black lung, you can't work anymore. You'll find out that filing for benefits is hard too. I had friends who give up after years of trying. If it hadn't been for Big Sandy Healthcare, I wouldn't even try myself. If you think you have black lung, call Big Sandy Healthcare and get the help you deserve.
The one and only Lori Morgan. Ruby Anniversary Tour 2025. Friday, June 6th, the Mountain Arts Center in Prestonsburg. Reserve seats on sale now at macarts.com or at the People's Bank box office.
With spring comes sniffles and sneezes from that pesky fine powder from plants. Pollen, one of the worst words ever. You could try to limit your time outdoors, but that's really not an option for most of us. So talk to the pharmacist at Parkway Pharmacy and make a plan for personalized solutions for allergy and asthma relief today.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
It's just the perfect spot to grab lunch, a snack, something sweet, pick up your meds, or have them brought to you curbside. It's your hometown good neighbor pharmacy that's been proud to serve you and your families for over 100 years. And now on their already incredible menu, fresh baked goods from the Daily Bread. Frazier's Prater Drugstore, 349-3135.
My name is Don McFarland, and I have been an attorney in Eastern Kentucky for over 30 years. This is my son, Max McFarland. I'm very proud of Max. He is incredibly intelligent, a hard worker, and is graduating from law school this spring. Max will take the bar exam this summer.
We are a family and we treat our clients like family. Bigger law firms are not always better law firms. There is no substitute for experience, personal attention, wisdom, and knowing who your attorney is.
When you have any legal needs, come see us, and we will personally represent you, and we will put our experience and energy to get the results you need.
If you have been in a car wreck, injured on the job, in need of Social Security disability benefits, or have any legal needs, come see us and let us take care of you. Call us at 349-9000.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
So is it over? Can we move on to the 80s and some, late spring, maybe even dare say it, early summer-like weather, which has abandoned us pretty much thus far to date? Well, I will tell you this much before I tell you all of it. There's still some 80-degree weather in our forecast, and the proving conditions this evening weren't all that bad either. Let's begin with taking a little look at what we've seen and are seeing. Temperatures right now, after topping out at we'll just call it 80, 79.9 today. That's an 80 in my book. Technically, kind of, sort of. We're at 77. Right now, just hit 76 and falling tonight. Wind out of the east right now around 2 and had an 11-mile-per-hour gust today at the steepest. Humidity up, as you can well imagine, around 70%. Rain. Let's talk about rain. Today, since midnight being today, just under a half an inch for the rain event that we've seen since yesterday. 1.3 inches of total rainfall for the last couple of days. And we were looking at anywhere from 1 to 3, so we fell on the lighter side of that, which is kind of what we were expecting, and that's not a bad thing. For the month so far, just to let you know, as we're getting ready to wrap it up, of course, this Saturday, we're just under 6 inches total rainfall for the month, and this is one of the small reasons why right now showers and thunderstorms of the scattered variety out there this evening. Just taking a look and panning out and looking down south, they're getting in a lot more activity, but it's just scattered in nature for us, and that's going to continue. It will continue for the next couple of days as we have this low spinning on out. There's going to be some cooler air filter in and fill in behind it for your Friday, and then it's back to that rebound we've been looking so forward to. So here's your 7-day staring at us right now. 60 degrees is where we should bottom out tonight. Mostly cloudy skies, and we'll throw in a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms up until the 10 o'clock hour or so to cover our bases. Tomorrow, Thursday, Sayersville Independent Day. Don't forget, big one tomorrow and this week, 77 for your daytime high. I think more clouds than sun, so mostly cloudy. And right now, shower and thunderstorm chances are down to 20 and 30%, so not as active tomorrow. But there is a big but following that, and that comes in the form of Friday, where our next system and scenario gives us a chance of showers and thunderstorms pretty much anytime from 7 a.m. on Friday to the tune of 90%, maybe up to an inch of rainfall Friday. And look at those daytime highs filtering in behind that low. 66 for your high, 53 for your low. Not much variance there. Northwesterly winds anywhere from 5 to 15 or so. And again, showers and maybe a few thunderstorms Friday. It's going to be a wet one by and large. There'll be a few dry spots in between. Then we get back to that scattered variety situation. And for the first half of your weekend, 72 degrees, mostly sunny, mostly nice. For your Saturday, we'll have to leave a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms pretty much anytime from noon throughout the afternoon on your Saturday. And then we start the slow climb. 73, mostly sunny, a lingering, and I'm going to say pesky, chance of showers only midday or after Sunday. Otherwise, 73 and 51, so still that scattered variety, but by Sunday, the thunderstorms will be gone, maybe just a few lingering showers. And then after that, I'm glad to say, it's the upper 70s again, and then what will feel much more like the 80s. Like I said, we got right there on the doorstep within a tenth of a degree today, but it's definitely going to feel like 82 or warmer on your Tuesday. Look at that mid-80s by Wednesday. All sun, no mention of showers. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How long can it last? Not as long as we would want it to, perhaps, but we'll talk about that next week. We do have, though, as you can see, a nice recovery there. Mostly clear skies and a lot of sunshine. Sunday's not all that bad. Just a few lingering showers, low 70s, and after that, it's going to be smooth sailing and warm sailing. 80s are coming back close to midweek, a little bit before. And that's it for just tonight. I will see you back here tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow's edition of the Sayersville Independent is our graduation edition for the McGuffin County High School, and students, be sure and get yours. It's going to be a keepsake that certainly all families of those graduates will want to hang on to and stick somewhere safe, hopefully forever. And with that, of course, a host of other news and information that Heather is perhaps just putting the finishing touches on right now. If you're catching the early show, I hope not if you're catching the late show. With that said, thank you for watching. Get a paper, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.